trying to record this for y'all and the notifications keep flying in that the story is evolving. I'm never gonna get this video out. Shit, where's my hat? I can't record without my hat. All right, let's do this. One of the biggest stories in entertainment seems to be on the horizon, with major news coming from SB Projects, aka the world of Scooter Braun. Scooter Braun has been one of the most notorious figures in entertainment throughout the 2010s. He's one of the biggest managers across pop, country, and hip hop artists, and has albums under his belt that have defined pop culture throughout the last 2 decades. But what's been happening behind the scenes, and why have artists as big as Taylor Swift been speaking out against him? I'm Liz, and it's time to listen up. Okay. It's me editing Liz, cutting into the main video to explain how wild it has been making this for you all. I started recording this at one point in the story, and the story has evolved drastically since then. Now it seems that Ariana Grande may not be leaving Scooter Braun management. It seems like there are more artists signed to SB Projects and Scooter Braun's management coming forward saying they're leaving. So if you're watching this in the future and the story's evolved, let's remember that this was created at a particular point in time. Let's also remember that my background does not indicate my full bias here. Just because I'm a Taylor Swift fan doesn't mean that I can't use my PR education to do this analysis for you. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you get anything out of it, make sure to subscribe and follow. There'll be many more of these coming out as these major stories start to break. I love digging into this with you guys in long form. Now let's get into it. To catch you up to speed, this all started on Friday, August 17th, when the first story broke that Justin Bieber was leaving SB Projects and leaving Scooter Braun. Now, this was very quickly countered by both Scooter and Justin with a statement saying this was not true. And since then, new rumors have started to leak that, in fact, Justin is seeking new management, and it is perhaps a little bit quieter than that initial buzzy piece let us think. But that was just the start. We had the story on Friday from Justin, and that was quickly followed on Monday with a headline that Demi Lovato was leaving SB Projects and leaving Scooter Braun, which was then quickly followed by Ariana Grande announcing that she was leaving SB Projects. Okay, I'm literally editing right now, and it just was announced that Idina Menzel is also leaving SB Projects. The video is going to continue and flag Ariana, Demi, and Justin and J Balvin as the key players here. But Idina Menzel is also now in the picture as a major player, a Tony Award winner, co-star of Frozen, one of the biggest movies in history, is now not with SB Projects. So that is another major flag. Let's look at each of these stars and their relationship with Scooter. Ariana Grande had fired Scooter Braun in the past, and he's spoken about how it changed him as a manager because he realized he was capable of being fired and maybe he wasn't immune to being let go. They came back together with Scooter releasing in this article with Variety this statement of Ari had seen the light and walked back on her decision, and referencing her shitty boyfriends. I don't know about that one. I don't know how I feel about a manager like publicly admitting that they don't trust the choices that their client's making, but I don't know Ariana's personal life. One source said throughout this drama, he definitely gets involved in his clients' business and personal relationships, and Ariana had it. Now, when we think about Ariana, she is one of the it girls of pop, and she has been throughout the 2010s. She's been filming Wicked over the past year, doing her cosmetics line and really broadening her range outside of music specifically. And the streets have been begging for an album. And more recently, she's seeming to be hinting at new music coming soon. To have this announcement before that music sees the light of day really makes you think. You have Justin Bieber, who is Scooter's pride. There would be no Scooter Braun if there was not a Justin. Demi signed in 2019 and was really excited about this new sound, which we heard pretty imminently with the 2 albums she's released under SB Projects, Holy Fuck and Dancing with the Devil, The Art of Starting Over. But more recently, Demi's been doing something really interesting. Re-recordings of her classic songs like Neon Lights and Cool for the Summer in rock and punk rock genre. This project called Revamp is songs that resonated most with fans and played a big role in their early career by breathing exciting new life into them. Kind of sounds like somebody else we know, doesn't it? Because Taylor Swift's been doing exactly that with her re-recording projects for all of the albums that she does not own because of Scooter Braun and the drama of previous years. And then you have another major figure in music who left SB Projects earlier this year, J Balvin, who left in May for Rock Nation. What did J Balvin know then that we are just finding out now? He, like Demi, signed in 2019 with SB Project. So this is not a long-term client like Justin or Ariana, who have been with Scooter for a decade plus. But there are other names that you need to know in this conversation that you may read in some of the articles or hear about, but not quite know. So Scooter Braun was the founder of Ithaca Holdings, which was owned by the Carlyle Group. The Carlyle Group is a multinational private equity firm. Ithaca Holdings is now owned by HYBE. HYBE was a South Korean company that in 2021 opened this US venture. They blew BTS up. Scooter was the co-CEO alongside Lenzo Yoon and is now the CEO of HYBE America. Braun's Ithaca Holdings merged with HYBE in April 2021, giving the company a 100% stake in Ithaca and its properties, which includes SB projects and management clients. And see, look at our three key people listed here: Justin, Ariana, and Demi. With the merger, Braun joined the board of HYBE and retained CEO title for its American business. Now, HYBE is home to many, many groups and artists, mostly in the K-pop space, including BTS. They've got 17. So like this list of talent that they've got is absolutely extraordinary. Like we're talking about acts that could sell out worldwide, that could generate billions of dollars. So when you look at the company structure of HYBE, you've got all of these labels within HYBE. And if you go way down to the bottom, Big Machine Music, Nashville-based Big Machine Music, part of Big Machine label group. So here's the HYBE Q2 earnings report. So it's all publicly posted information. Like you have to have this available publicly for people to read. So you can all go look this up and read this. These are some of the streams that like you can probably find yourself within. Look at this: album sales, concerts, ads, appearances, and management, merchandising. These are all things that when we put our dollars into artists signed under HYBE, these are the values that they add up to. These are extraordinary numbers because this is a general look at who is cracking that top 10 in the US, and the yellow lined items are the ones that are under HYBE. So HYBE had 4 major players in the US album sales chart for Q2 of this year. You can really see how losing key artists is going to impact those future numbers. Having these major artists that are key in the American market choosing to no longer work with Scooter Braun is a major flag for HYBE. Let's examine this from a PR lens. The first thing that really stinks here is the timing. These stories are coming out in a very condensed time period, and you had a very fast retraction from the Justin and Scooter camp to say, no, nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Let's talk about one PR term that is really making its rounds with these statements. It was mutual. It was amicable. We hear this all the time when it comes to celebrity breakups, divorces, people leaving projects, people changing their minds about things in Hollywood. It was a mutual decision between a studio and an artist. It was an amicable split between these two A-list actors. Amicable and mutual do not always mean a resolution people are happy with. It means that a resolution has arrived. It is what both parties decided on, but it doesn't mean that they're happy about it. It doesn't mean that they are necessarily in agreement with it happening. It doesn't mean that people think it was the right decision. It means that it is a decision that was made, and that is it. So when we're hearing amicable, you're also wanting to see what words are used around it. So what does it mean in the context of Scooter Braun and his clients? The second thing is who is leaving who. Why is it that they are leaving Scooter Braun specifically? If I was running PR for one of these companies, I would definitely want the headline to be that the artist is leaving the man and the artist isn't leaving the company per se, because now the story is about the artist leaving Scooter Braun. The story is not that the artist is leaving this label, leaving this company, leaving this bigger millions or billions of dollars picture. And this is one of the things that Taylor Swift really got in the dirt with when she was addressing her re-recording situation. She didn't just name Scooter Braun. She named the Carlyle Group. She named Ithaca Holdings. She named all of the parties involved to pull them into the conversation and not let them sit it out and let Scooter take all of the heat. So as a company, there's a lot of really advantageous things that are happening here. If we're about to get a scandal involving Scooter Braun, it is really great that the artists are announcing they're leaving the man, because a man can be replaced. You can make me the CEO of HYBE Group America tomorrow and replace Scooter Braun in that role. And in fact, maybe a woman in his shoes would be a good change for the industry. A source, probably a publicist, stressed that the decision was mutual and amicable. Indeed, just yesterday, Braun posted a birthday message to her in his Instagram story, writing happy birthday to one of the kindest souls out there. Now, what we're not going to do is take an Instagram story as the final word on what is happening in a situation. In fact, an Instagram story has become just as good as a publicity stunt. Anyone can post anything they want on their personal Instagram, and because it is deemed as a personal place to say something, people take it at face value. But it really tells us nothing about their relationship other than Scooter Braun wants the public to know that he feels positively about Demi Lovato. Not them comparing Scooter Braun to a certain former president in the literal opening paragraph of the article. Sentence, not even the opening paragraph, the sentence of the article. See, this goes back to what we were saying before. Lovato's amicable departure has been confirmed off the record by sources from both camps. However, Bieber's allegedly impending departure was strenuously denied by multiple sources, although Puck, which first reported the news, insists the story is accurate. And Grande's exit, which, if true, would be the second time she's parted ways with him, was strenuously denied by sources close to Braun, while a rep for the singer did not respond to Variety's request for comment, although unnamed sources apparently confirmed the split to Billboard. This is interesting because we knew for a while now that all of the artists from SB projects did receive shares in HYBE when they bought Ithaca Holdings, but now we're getting the actual figures of how much these individuals made. So Braun received 462,380 shares, which equates to 86.2 million. Borchetta is closer to the 31.1 million mark. Grande and Bieber each got 11 million apiece. So that's just from the acquisition of Ithaca Holdings by HYBE. This is a mess. The situation has reached a strange netherworld of off-the-record confirmations and denials where one set of sources says one thing and another says the opposite. Tell them, Variety. This is a PR mess. And likely no one is telling the whole truth. Exactly. All of these publicists are working in the favor of their clients. So the narratives that we're getting are to protect Scooter Braun, to protect Demi, to protect Ariana. It's not sharing the entire picture of what's happening. So here's the new headline. Braun is stepping back from day-to-day management to focus on his role as CEO of HYBE America. This news source is saying that this is about Scooter and not SB projects, which means that Justin and Ariana would still be working within SB projects and therefore working within HYBE. So this is where we get into the public persona of Braun. Complicating matters is the fact that the famously hard-charging Braun, one of the most powerful people in the music business for more than a decade, garnered so much ill will and envy in his rise to the top. Foes want him to fail so badly that people lose perspective. Oh, not the projecting onto the audience, not the projecting of it's their problem, not mine. Not helping matters is the desire to be seen as a good guy, the formidable ability to spin narratives in his favor. And they're blaming the media outlets to have clouded the matter further. So they're saying this is everyone reading the situation wrong. There's nothing wrong with Braun. We have seen Scooter Braun use these tactics in the past when talking about Taylor Swift, saying this was all about her and he did nothing wrong and he hopes that she comes to terms with it. This projecting of it's everyone else and not me. This is a common tactic that we see from Scooter time and time again, that it is not him. It is in fact people misinterpreting. It is people with an agenda. It is people with a narrative to spin in. It's not on him. This is where it gets juicy. So one of the sources says he's imploding. It's a different world since the pandemic. You can't just be an asshole like that anymore. See, this is where we really start to see Scooter is saying it's everyone else and everyone else is saying it's him. There's a tension between these two sides. So this is the spin of the day. Scooter Braun is simply leaving management, and that's the real story. If that's the case, why did Idina Menzel leave months ago and only break news with it today? Why are all of these people announcing their departure at once? Why is it happening individually from the artist and not from Scooter in a controlled statement that everyone's involved in? This is how easy it could have been. Let me write the press release. So it's Scooter Braun has decided to solely focus his efforts at HYBE America, where he is newly the solo CEO for the company following the departure of former co-CEO Lenzo Yoon. In this new organization structure for HYBE America, Scooter will no longer focus on day-to-day management of artists with transitions taking place for the SB projects roster to have new representatives within the organization. Put a nice quote from Scooter here about being CEO and how great HYBE is doing in America and how he has plans for growth. So all the investors are excited that Scooter's going to continue to grow the organization. And then you say artists including Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, and who else is still there that hasn't left? Kelly Rowland will continue on at SB projects while others, including Demi Lovato and Idina Menzel, have chosen to amicably part ways in light of this organization change. And then you say something, quote from Scooter, about wishing them the best and always supporting them in their endeavors and being grateful for the time they work together. And if you frame it like this, then it's really easy to see that artists are still signed to the label and happy to be there, while others are using this as an opportunity to explore other things, and that's fine with Scooter. And then I would wrap it up with something like new management designees, or whatever the right way to say that is, will be released on SB projects under artist management in the coming weeks. No disruptions to ongoing releases or promotions are foreseen. That's it. That is a whole press release that would have gotten this story out in a way that would not have raised any flags and would make investors excited about the growth of HYBE and seeing Scooter Braun evolve in his career to a great lead for this huge moment for HYBE America, while also still supporting the artists. But because they weren't proactive and they're now being reactive, everything that they say sounds and leads us to believe that there's more to the picture. So you have Scooter's official response to all of this on Twitter, saying, breaking news, I'm no longer managing myself. For years, I have wondered what it's like to work in PR for Scooter Braun, because he'll do an article with Variety and share his thoughts. He'll publicly call Ariana's exes shitty boyfriends. He has no fear in speaking directly to people. And his official response is a way of him saying that the real story is that he's getting out of management. But why did it take all of these leaks or sub stories of different people leaving his management and kind of all coming onto this train at once for him to say something? So while a lot of people are going down really dark roads of thinking that there's going to be something really salacious coming out about Scooter Braun, we have nothing to back that. We have thoughts about his character, and people have opinions on his character that maybe would lead some to believe they wouldn't be surprised if there was a bigger nefarious story here. But again, we don't have tangential proof that that's what's happening. It's just amazing that all this could have been avoided with some proactive PR and a simple press release that could have been issued months ago. And then all of these departures would feel like side stories to that statement. And instead, the story is that artists are leaving Scooter Braun, and he is reactively flipping the narrative to be, oh, well, I'm just leaving management. I'm just leaving management, so it's fine. Why couldn't you have just told us that ahead of time, Scooter? It doesn't add up for me. So do I think there's more to the story here? Probably. Does it surprise me that Scooter is leaving management? No, it's a natural evolution for someone like him in the industry. But the order of events does not make sense to me, and the power of the artist releasing this ahead of Scooter and HYBE is really interesting to me. It makes me think that we're not out of the woods on this yet.